Well, good morning. This morning I am eating breakfast and I am starting to read through our Advent. We're reading through Proverbs and doing one proverb per day. This morning I prepped some breakfast. I made some protein pancakes. Part of them are going to go in the freezer, part in the fridge. And I forgot to put parchment paper on my baking pan. So this was a nice little fun project to have to tackle. Well, good morning. Today is a beautiful, beautiful day. You can probably hear the birds outside behind me. It is Monday, December the 4th, and we are going to soak up the sunshine. So I have a few goals. We have pumpkins on the front porch, rotted, disgusting pumpkins. So I'm going to carry them off with the shovel. I'm going to blow some leaves. There's lots of stuff in our carport from when we've moved in and just trying to clean things out, and it's just such a good day. I need to just go ahead and do that today. I think I can tackle it, or tackle most of it anyway. So yeah, let's go get these pumpkins.
Oh!
They're growing, aren't they?
Yeah.
We should just have Halloween all over again, because these are certainly scary. That used to be a spider, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a scary yuck.
That's disgusting.
There's a snail in there.
Is there?
Yeah, look at there.
All right. All right, it is the afternoon. For lunch, we just had some leftovers from family dinner yesterday and the pineapple casserole. So part of filming every day is that you just never know what life things are gonna happen. And certainly I'm not required to share all of those things, but I will share this one. So last night we got home from the party, we put the kids to bed, and I was sitting in the kitchen at the computer. I heard this loud like one of the kids had gotten up and turned the sink on full blast in their bathroom. So I sat there for just a minute or two and I thought, okay, let me just go check and make sure they're okay, because that was pretty loud. As I'm coming down the hall to Abram's room, I see him sitting up in his bed with a confused look on his face. Probably very similar to the confused look that I had on my face. Like, where's the sound coming from? So I went into the guest bathroom to see water on the floor, and I opened the cabinet under the sink to see water gushing out of a pipe, and I panicked. I guess maybe I could have thought to turn the water off under the sink, but the only thing I could think of was the main water line needs to be cut off. So I ran outside to get to the main water shutoff. Couldn't see it because it was very dark. Had to run back inside, grab a flashlight, handed Brandon a mop and said, start mopping. And my heart is just pounding. So I turn the knob, Abram steps out the door and says, the water's off, the water's off. So yeah, I guess maybe looking back on it now, I could have just shut it off under the sink. But I don't know, my mind just, I guess, wasn't fully functioning. I don't know, it was very like super fight or flight, very quick. So just let this be your encouragement. If you are a home dweller, whether you are an owner or a renter, know where your water shutoffs are. Ever since we moved into this house, we had a couple of instances with leaks, and I mentioned those kind of as we were doing the renovation. We had 2 different leaks under the house. We've had one small leak under the sink. And growing up, my parents had a dishwasher to overflow, you know, just different things here and there. Growing up, we had a toilet that didn't quit running. It just kept running and then kept overflowing. And we woke up in the middle of the night to the sound of the air ducts crashing down into the basement because they were so full of water. So all that to say, like, one of my very real fears, not like imagined things or far-fetched things, one of my very real fears is water being where it should not be. It's a blessing that it happened while we were awake, while we were in earshot. I probably got that main water line shut off within 2 minutes. And I thought, what if this had happened while we were asleep and nobody heard it, you know, and we woke up to this huge amount of water. So what ended up happening was the hot water line, because it was all hot water that was coming out, what ended up happening was the hot water line came disconnected from under the sink. So we're gonna have a plumber look at it. I don't know if it just needs to be reconnected or if the pipes need to be replaced altogether. Eventually that vanity needs to be replaced altogether, but it's just not one of the projects that we have tackled yet. But it took me a good little while for my heart rate to come back down from that. That was a lot. These are those nagging things that you're told growing up and you're like, yeah, and then you become an adult and you are responsible for the repairs and the costs, and it becomes very important. So anyway, I just filmed a content video that will be up, probably the video after you see this one. So I just did that. I'm gonna run and take a load of trash to the dump. I worked a lot out there in the carport. I think I may have shown you some of that. And so I have a whole load of things that need to go. I also have donations, but they're not open for donations today, so that'll have to wait. Supper is very simple tonight. I pulled some barbecue from the freezer, and we're just gonna have some baked sweet potatoes with the rest of the pineapple casserole and some green beans from yesterday. Just keeping it very simple so that I can help the kids get their room tidied, and then they can decorate, and then the decor bins can kind of make their way out. I probably have not even used half of my Christmas decor this time, and I don't know. I just have not really been feeling like adding a lot of stuff. Somebody asked me in the comments recently to do a video talking about living in a mobile home and what it's like, and, you know, my thoughts. And I think I'll do some of those in the new year and just kind of talk about living in a small space and what it's like, and, you know, the positives and negatives. And there's all of that, as there is with anything. But the biggest thing that I notice is just that you do have to kind of tidy up all the time, because your spaces just kind of flow one to another. And it's good because it holds you accountable, but very quickly your space can go from pretty tidy to what feels like it's out of control. So it's something we just have to stay on top of all of the time. All right, well, enough talking. I'm gonna head to take the trash, and then we'll come back here and just kind of work towards getting the decor wrapped up. Just a little treat for the drive to the dump. I'm only gonna eat one. They're very rich. All right, so once we got back this evening, we worked on a little bit of cleaning and some decorating. And since we didn't do school during the day, we did this in the evening. Sometimes it happens this way, and sometimes it seems to work really well. I don't really know why, but for whatever reason, it just does. Notice the story is broken into 7 parts. Each part is called a paragraph. When writers express their ideas, they organize them into groups. All right, I want you to read the first paragraph and tell me what it is about.
I have a pet turtle. His shell is dark green and round.
Have you read this already?
No.
You're crushing it. We finished off the night with some snuggles by the Christmas tree, and then I poured myself a nice cup of tea with honey. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll be talking to you soon.